Hello, my sweet friends. Kim McGillis joining you live a little later than usual. It is June 25th today. I hope you are all well and things have been great. It's 1:45 here Eastern time, and if you are catching me in the replay, I would love to know. You could just simply say replay. I want you guys to grab a coffee today because it's going to be a card that's a little fancier than our normal. So let me just try to log on here. And so I can see all your comments. So I did post that I was going to be a little later today, so I hope you got to see that. I didn't want anybody to wait here on me just because of coffee repair guy one more time. I was waiting for him. So could you see all this lineup? It's going to be an interesting day. We should have a couple, I'll say maybe like 40 minutes together. So if you are joining me for the first time this week, I just want to share that I'm sharing cards this week, cards projects, I could say that as well, featuring the Scenic Adventure. It's a stamp set, but there's also the coordinating dies. Today we don't need any dies, so just letting you know. Yesterday we made this ombre card. I love everybody's comment. It was like my this or that, just because I use like our basic shapes, and then I also use the Around It All dies, which I think it lost actually. I don't think it won, but anyways, they are on the last chance. I just love the irregular border, which is so out of comfort or my regular style, because I'm a very like proper like this. And in this card, like somebody had commented, oh, I prefer the trees in this one. And you know what? You're right. I do not stamp well under pressure in a sense. So these, like I position them slowly. This one was during the live, so you see that they're more spaced out, but that's how a forest is. I love the different part that here I use the Stampin' Blends to color the flowers so they popped out. Anyways, if ever, I did post it on my YouTube channel, and you could also watch it replay on Facebook. Today my post should go out on my blog, kimmcgillis.com. You'll see some photos a little closer and that so on. So I'm going to toss this aside, and today we are making my card that I made for Stampin' Up to showcase the collection, and it's a reflection card. So we're going to take our time. You can enjoy, have a coffee, sit back, relax, and watch. This weekend was Creativity Now, where the Stampin' Up hosted a virtual event. I was one of the presenters, and I just want to say, like, I was trying to make the make and takes, and I was telling one of my team members, my downline, I said, you know what, I don't stamp well under pressure. I'm the type of person that needs to chill and just go with the flow. So when there's like a fast pace, and I have to say they were amazing, the pace was very slow, but I was making piles of mistakes, and I'm like, I need to stamp on my own. So today, I don't know, I made this like way back. We are gonna try to duplicate, but I just wanna say, I don't know how perfect it's gonna be. You never get two skies that are gonna be completely the same, so I'm just letting you know on that. So what are we using today for my reflection card? We're going to be using Secret C. It's going to be 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2. I'm using 2 pieces of basic white, 3 3/4 by 4 5/8, and 3 5/8 by 4 1/2. Like, you could do this with any measurements. It doesn't really matter, but I'm just sharing mine because I did want a little more of the Secret C to pop up. And then we're going to use some leftover cardstock for our reading. So if you are watching along, say hello. I'm not seeing any comments today, so maybe they're going to pop up a little later on. I've been having fun with Facebook lately. So, okay, so the first thing we're going to do is I'm going to be taking out this piece, which is the smallest one, 3 5/8 by 4 1/2. And you see here all laid out a bunch of color combos. So I am going to be using Pool Party, Azure Afternoon, Blueberry Bushel, Night of Navy, Secret Sea, our new in color, and also Smoky Slate. So it's going to be interesting. Okay, so first part, what I decided to do when I designed this card is I wanted a reflection of the water. So this stamp set has this image right here. So this part. So, and I am doing it step by step. So we are going to do this together. My goodness, Kim's block needs to be washed here. So the first part that you want to take out is your Versamark. So, and if I had my embossing buddy, I might have given it a little bit of a embossing buddy type of tap tap. But I left the embossing buddy downstairs, so let's grab this. Here we go. So I'm just doing my water right off the start, and I'm just stamping in Versamark. There you go. Very simple here. Now I'm going to use some of the clear gloss embossing powder, the white one. And we're just going to add some right here. Perfect. And I'm just tapping off. So there's my first part. Secondly, and I just want to remove this. Now I'm going to heat it. Oh, there you go. So you could add aluminum paper underneath if ever you want it to heat faster. Got one last spot. I'm really making an effort so you guys get to see the entire steps. I just want to see here if I can make this a little closer for you. Let's see. Perfect. I'm just letting it dry a little bit. Want to make sure. Here we go. Okay, so now I'm going ahead and I'm going to take my 2 3/8 circle punch. You can use any punch that you want that's a circle, and that's going to be for our moon. And then I'm using these long sticky tape. So like they're Post-its. So I think they're, let's see, about 6 by 1, 2, 3, 4 by 5, 6 by 5. There's a sticky portion here. So I'm going to make it that I'm punching in this sticky portion as much as I can. So, and then I took 2 layers. So I want it a little thicker. Than I want. So now the sticky part is here. And just in case you're just joining me, this is the card that we're making right now. So, and if you're watching the replay, I would love for you to say replay so I get to know which questions to answer and so on. Perfect. And if you're watching live, I would love to know as well. So now I'm going to layer it a little higher. It's not in the middle. It is pretty much centered in the middle, but I want to leave some space at the bottom for the water. Perfect. So I have that spot there. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with our first color, which is Pool Party. En français, piscine party. grabbing my pool party here with my blending brush. And I always start on the side, and I'm just gonna add some pool party all around my moon. And I'm still holding it at the base just to make sure that it's not moving, right? Because I don't have the sticky part there. And then I'm just gonna add some more at the base right here. So piscine party, pool party all around here. And then you could add as much as you want. Perfect. Now you see that I still see my embossed water right there, which is perfect. I'm just gonna grab one of these. I'm just gonna wipe my water off. Like the ink that's on my water, I'm just wiping that off. So now I am just gonna add a little on the side. So we're done with pool party for now, but we will need it a little later on. The second color that I went with, which is a little, very like, there's ink in it. I'm just gonna do a third of the way. And this is on what's called Azure Afternoon. So I do have to go very lightly because it's very juicy. And I'm gonna start right here. You see how it's a good thing I went on the side. And I'm just gonna start adding a little bit around. And at the bottom as well. Now there is marks on it, which it shouldn't do. And I'm just doing pretty much like 1/4 of an inch at the bottom here. And let's do a little more on the top part. Just make sure that you don't have too much on your brush. Now these are all blues. I could have wiped it and so on. I did not do that. I'm using different brushes, but you could reuse the same brush and just do that. So the top, and we're not gonna cover it all too. So this is Blueberry Bushel. Hello, Joan. Yay, I have somebody watching. I'm so happy. So now Blueberry Bushel, I'm just gonna go here and I'm gonna start adding around, but I'm not gonna cover all of my Azure Afternoon, if that makes sense. Same thing, I'm gonna do a little bit at the bottom and not cover everything. We still want that reflection right in there. So far, so good. Perfect. Just want to show you, look at this close up. It's starting to come together. And like I indicated, not one single card is going to be exactly the same. So I have an alternate to show you later. You'll get to see another one and they will not be all the same. So here we go. So we're done with this color. Now I'm going with Night of Navy. And with Night of Navy, I'm going at the top and at the bottom. And again, I'm just going on the side right here. And then here we go. We're blending, blending, blending. Like the reflection card is so easy to do. So I need a little bit more. Start off and then just go around. Now, I made this card weeks ago and I was like, what color did I use? I couldn't even remember. It's starting to come together, right? I still want a little bit more. I feel like it's not dark enough. And now let's do the bottom part. Just a little bit on the bottom. Does that make sense? Is it starting to make sense here? Here we go. Perfect. So there's a little bit of shading showing here. She goes, those are bright colors for you. Oh my goodness, Joan, you know me way too well. You know that I'm not a brights girl, but you know what? It's still gonna look great. And now I'm just wiping off my water a little bit. We will add a little bit more in. Now, as I'm looking in the camera, I feel like I want to add a little bit more blues here. Just to bounce it like this. And maybe a little bit more right in here, but we still want that little shade of sky popping up. So it looks like there's a reflection. So is that good? So we got that. So now I could add some specks. I am gonna wait on that, but we're gonna add some whites for the stars, which is this part, but I'm just gonna wait for now. So let's move on to the next step. Where are my little Post-its? Here we go. Let's see what our moon looks like here. Ooh, got 2 layers. Ah, look at this. I feel like it's like there's fog, and it just still looks great right there, right? So where's that little piece? Right here. So the dies themselves, they have a mountain shape. And with the mountain shape, I just went ahead and cut it already. So I'm just gonna add this right here. But I'm also gonna use that straight sticky note that I had. And for my sticky note, I just wanna put it at the base. So if you do have grid paper, my suggestion is align your grid paper with one of the lines, and then just go ahead and line with another line. So does that even make sense? So I'm going here at the bottom, lining it with the line, and I'm just gonna do, you want it to be at the bottom of the moon, not, because it's just a reflection, right? So there you go. So I got that part. Now, I could show you later what, if ever you don't know what the dies look like, but I use the die already die cut, and I'm just gonna add my mountain right here. So now comes Secret C, our 5th color, I believe. Karen said that she loves the card. Well, thank you, Karen. So here we go. I'm going with Secret C, and now we're just gonna color our mountain. Again, start on the side. I didn't use a very big paper today, and then just go in a circular motion and add that Secret C. Perfect. And you want to cover the entire part. If you have like washi tape, you could hold it in place as well. Go. You see, I'm not talking too much. I'm concentrating here. I don't want it to move. Perfect. So now we're going to do on the side right here. And then your mountain could be as dark as you want. Secret C is like kind of my favorite. It's like my new basic black. See, there's a little bit of a shadow there because I moved, but it's okay. Doesn't really matter. Here we go. We're going to do the top of the mountain right there. And I just want to add some on the side right here. Taking my time, no stress. So Karen said that she ordered this set. Oh, I'm so happy. Does anybody else have this set? It's fabulous. I had to drive to the city early this morning, and I was just like, I do my best thinking when I'm driving, like for creative wise. So I was like thinking of everything that we could do. Let's see. Perfect. It's not, there's a little bit of a shadow there, but really, you know what? I'm not too bothered by it, because we're going to be putting that tree right there and it's going to be hidden. So I'm okay with that. Now, let's see what we could do now. Where's my other piece? So every stamp set has these little window sheets. When you look at a stamp set, they work like this, and there's this little part. So you can use that. I'm using a window sheet. I have piles, scraps. So Linda said that she does. Woohoo! She has it. Look at that. So now I'm just gonna go, and I am gonna leave a little tiny space where our base of our mountain is, like maybe like 1/16 of an inch. For later, I just wanted to see. Okay, so before that, let's just put this back for now. Okay, let me add a little bit more, but I just don't want that line. So like maybe 1/16, I want like a little baby shadow. And I'm just using my leftover Secret C. Okay, so now comes our trees. We have piles of little trees right here. We'll use the window sheet right after. So let's go with maybe the big one first. I'm switching to, oops, oh boy, did you see that? There's a little mark right here. Give me a second. I want to wipe this because I don't want it on the white part. Okay, perfect. So now I'm using Tuxedo Black ink. See, this is the joy of when you're stamping live. And I like to do a test actually. I'm just gonna test it. Perfect. So this is Tuxedo Black ink. And now we're just gonna start adding our trees here. So I'm gonna do one right here. And then I'm gonna do a second right here. Loving that so far. I'm gonna pull this aside. I'm gonna use the chunky one right here again. And then this one, just gonna aim it here. Now, oh my goodness, I just missed. Let's try to redo this. See, when you do lives, this is what happens. In the middle part. I wonder if there's something underneath there. It is what it is. We'll fix it a little later on. I'm just going to add a little bit more on the inside. Now let's go back on the opposite side. Let's hope it cooperates here. There must be something in my block that's making it do that, but it is what it is. It's like not stamping a section, and I'm telling you, it was perfect. So let's see. I'm just gonna camouflage it with the middle. Perfect. Doesn't really matter. But you could stamp perfectly. Don't do what I'm doing. Just do the perfect version way, or I don't know. Let's switch our blocks. I don't know why I would do that, but it could be because there's something underneath and I'm not aware of. Okay, so now we're gonna add our baby one right here. It happens. I'm not too bothered by it though. Plus, I'm stamping and I'm trying not to put my head in there. Okay, not too upset about it. It's okay. Okay, back to acetate part right here, leave that 1/4 of a mark, and you'll have to wash all of your trees one more time. Let's do the last one right here. And now comes our reflection. So I'm cheating it. You'll see it's kind of pretty easy unless I start having issues, but I'm using smoky slate here. And that's pretty good. So you're just, since we're leaving like that 1/4 of a space, you'll want to just stamp on the opposite side. Perfect. Huh, phew, I got it. Okay, now let's do the plumpy one. I'm like nervous now. Okay. Again, I'm leaving about 1/8 right here. And I'm gonna stamp there. Not perfect, but still okay. I could just, and then it could be because I'm using the window sheets, and the last time I used the inside of a stamp set, and I think this part is a lot finer. So my suggestion, if you are trying this card, use this part and not that thick window sheet. So when I did it the first time, it was with the other one, which I think is a lot better because the window sheet is not as thick. So I'm learning this as we're going today, which was kind of interesting, right? So because like it sticks, because I have expensive window sheets, that's what it's doing right now, but it's okay. Okay, so now we have this one, and they don't need to be perfect, and then the last one right here. There you go. It's still, my reflection is still there. I am gonna pull in some of the pool party one more time. And I want this water to be not as popping up like my original card that I made. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more, and then just grab your pool party and just with the tip, the moon is too bright, so we wanna add a little bit of shading, and you're gonna do the same right down here. Perfect. Okay. Okay, so now grab your basic black. Let's see. Basic black. I'm gonna start with the, let's see, basic black but the light one. And you're just gonna darken your centers of your trees, but just on the top part. I'm cheating here for this one. Perfect. Okay, so we have that part right there. And then my moon, I'm gonna go right here. And if you have some of the white stamping reinkers, and you could use any one of your little water painters, or even like, and I've added some water ahead of time. I'm using a paper pumpkin block as well. And then I'm just gonna tap in very lightly to the top of my sky. For my moon. little specks delicately, right? So let's pull this off. Now we have this image, and this is the part that you just take that second piece of basic white. It's 3 3/4 by 4 5/8, and you're just gonna mount it right on here. So let's put this aside. See, I told you, I don't stamp well under pressure. Now we know, don't use the inside of the acetate paper from the stamp set, which is great, right? Because a lot of people will get rid of those. I think they will work a lot better than the window sheet that I used for today because it was thicker. So last time I did the thinner one, it was a much better. So we learned along the way. Perfect. And now I'm using my Secret C. You'll just want to fold it in half at the 5 1/2 mark. I was like, oh, I was so nervous to do this live. I was like, this should be a video that it's done, that you could just edit it and just switch things up just because in case you make mistakes. So, but it is what it is. Still kind of fun. Now, is there other ways of doing the reflection? Absolutely. But I decided that the window sheet and just switching and using smoky slate was a game changer, so that was kind of fun. So Stamp Set also has that greeting, can't wait to see you again. And what I did for my initial card is I embossed it with white embossing powder, so we could have done that and added it there. So I could do that as a scrap piece, or I could also use some basic white and just stamp on some with Memento ink. And just do like a little bit of a different. I do love to emboss my greetings. Now, if you are here with me, you know that I love a nice straight greeting. I don't know why. It's like when they're not straight, it's either I have to use a die to die cut or I'll fussy cut around it. Today, I'm just going with the straight look. And then we could just add it. I want to snip the sides a little bit. But either would be cute, right? I'm just going to trim it down slightly. Because these are scraps. I feel like it's just missing that little angle. So I don't know, do you prefer embossed? Do you prefer just stamping? I guess if you're making a lot of cards, emboss would take a little bit more time, but this could be just added to the base right there. Are you like the perfect stamper, or do you sometimes will stamp and it doesn't work exactly like you want? Karen saying thank you for sharing. Wait till you see the last part. I got a little baby to show you. You'll want to see the little baby. Karen saying thank you for sharing. I was so nervous of doing this live. Okay, so this is this one right here. And then we have this one. So you see how the blues are a bit different, but I use the same blues. It's just, it depends how you wipe them. But now for the standing moment, I just want to show you this last one. Look at this. So it's a little Polaroid. So this was my first initial card that I made just to test it out. And obviously at the beginning, like the mountaintop wasn't as perfect as I wanted to, but you know how I love that long greeting, like a straight greeting? It says cheers to another adventure on the inside. So it's just like so perfect. I was like, yes, I want this. It's so cute. So this is the Scenic Adventure. So this is the part that I use, the cheers to another. And then you could do journey, adventure, or switch it up as well. But I just found that it was kind of totally adorable. This is me adding a little bit of spec. I just want to position the cards here. So you have the two cards here, one with the can't wait in white. When I'm looking here at the top, I think the black stands out a little bit more, the black reading. And then we have little baby right here, who's a little Polaroid that we get to see. Maybe we could put Polaroid in the middle here. So which ones? Love to hear what you think. Do you like the little Polaroid one? Do you prefer? I'm gonna hold it like this. Here we go. The part I also made it a lot longer and then snipped the angles. But I just find that when I'm looking at the camera here, it looks so good. I think I love the Polaroid version. It's so fun. Yeah. So thank you for joining me. I know it's a little later, 2:23, and if you missed yesterday's video, you could always catch up and go back. So we've done a reflection card, an ombre card with the variety and different ones. So we'll see each other back at noon tomorrow. It's going to be the regular time. Let me just fix this back. Now, I hope you're going to tag me if ever you do try this out. I would love to know how it went. And yeah, enjoy your evening, everyone. Bye-bye.